really transpired between President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Samoei Ruto? That's one question which most Kenyans are actually asking. And personally, I've asked that question several times on this platform without any answer. What really transpired between these two gentlemen? Because from all indications, the fallout between these two gentlemen is very bitter. And what is currently happening is that these guys are just holding the fallout. But it's very bitter. Yesterday, President Uhuru Kenyatta chaired the National COVID Conference at KICC. That event was attended by almost all arms of government. Judiciary was represented by the Chief Justice himself, David Maraga. Parliament was represented by Justin Muturi, the Speaker. The Senate was also represented by Ken Lusaka. And apart from those arms of government, Raila Odinga also graced that occasion. Musalia Mudavadi also graced that occasion and even spoke. But one man was missing in action: the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. But I don't want us to go into details about that particular meeting and why the Deputy President was missing. I want to dedicate my time and analyze that on his own. Right now, I want us to discuss something which also happened during that particular event. President Uhuru Kenyatta, I want to assume so, or his handlers, blacklisted the name William Samoei Ruto from Statehouse official Facebook page. That's a very interesting development, because you all know that President Uhuru Kenyatta is the president of the Republic of Kenya. The president deactivated his accounts. And we also know that Statehouse official handle is where Statehouse communicates to the country. But they blocked or they blacklisted the name William Samoei Ruto. So when they were going live, when they went live with that event, there are several people who went there to type the names of William Ruto. They could not succeed. In fact, these are some of the names or the words which were blacklisted on that official page. Anybody who tried to enter or type the name William Ruto, the response was that unable to comment. So there was William Ruto, there was Ruto, there was DP, there was DP Ruto, there was Hustler, there was Hustler, there was Hustler Nation. So all those names associated with the deputy president, all of them, you could not comment on that page using that name. I want us to go into the details why probably the State House decided to blacklist the names belonging to the deputy president, because that's serious. But let us look at all this drama, because the drama did not start yesterday. The drama has been with us here for a very long time. It began when President Uhuru Kenyatta decided to disband the presidential strategic communications unit, which was headed by Dennis Itumbi. So that was the first drama. From nowhere, the president just decided to disband that team. That team played a key role for President Uhuru Kenyatta and his re-election. So the president just woke up one day, disbanded that unit. Then the second drama we witnessed with President Uhuru Kenyatta's social media accounts was in March 2019. In March, the president shocked the entire world, not only Kenya, by deactivating his Twitter handle and Facebook handle. His Twitter had 3.6 million followers. Then the president just woke up or probably instructed someone to deactivate that account. 3.6 million. So it means over 3 million Kenyans, or even globally, were following President Uhuru Kenyatta. And the president just woke up one day and deactivated that account. Again, in March this year, something very interesting also happened. Statehouse decided to delete a photo of the deputy president William Samoei Ruto from their official page. Up to now, I don't understand why that post was deleted. But by that time, I concluded, because I followed it very closely, I concluded that the main reason why they deleted that post was because there were people who were using abusive languages on that particular post. So they decided, kufa manamba, kufa makanga, kufa biria. So they deleted the photo of the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto. And if you want to understand that these problems did not begin today, they began long time ago. In 2018 August, Theresa May came to this country. She was at Statehouse. They took photos. Then Statehouse also updated those photos on their official Facebook pages, Twitter pages, and even on the Facebook pages of President Uhuru Kenyatta, and both Facebook and Twitter. Then something very interesting happened. Most people did not take note. There were only 2 photos with the deputy president and Theresa May. Those photos were deleted. That was in 2018. Remember, President Uhuru Kenyatta was re-elected in 2017. Of course, we had the rerun and the rest. He was sworn in, I think, in November. But by August 2018, 2 photos of the deputy president were actually deleted from his official Facebook page, Statehouse handle, and Twitter. And of course, Kenyans made noise, and some of the photos were actually restored. So I'm just giving you that background so that you can understand that this drama with President Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto, Dennis Itumbi, and all the social media dramas, they didn't begin yesterday. They started long time ago. So when yesterday Statehouse decided to block or to blacklist those words, DP Ruto, William Ruto, Hustler Nation, William Samoei Ruto, even the abbreviated one, then I knew so well that there was a reason behind it. So the question I know which most of you guys are now asking, what could have informed the move to blacklist the deputy president name on Statehouse official handles or social media pages? In my view, there are 3 reasons only. Number 1, I think Statehouse was keen on stopping bots from commenting on Statehouse official Facebook page and Twitter. There's always a tendency by William Samoei Ruto and his allies, especially his supporters, to always invade photos where the deputy president is with other leaders. If you want to know the reach of the deputy president social media accounts, I want to challenge you. Just go to his Twitter, go to his Facebook. You'll realize that there's always a range. Of course, some posts will always go up, some will go down, especially his own post. Anytime President Uhuru Kenyatta makes a post or Statehouse makes a post on Statehouse official pages, these guys always unleash bots. They unleash the bots, and these bots and even their supporters become very abusive. You know, in social media, it's always very easy to direct conversation. If I want comments to be positive, what normally happens is that I will put my guys on the standby. Someone like Itumbi can actually have, like they were saying, at any given time, Itumbi has several boats and people just waiting for him, around 6,000 people. So it means anytime the president makes a post and there's a photo of the deputy president, he can simply through WhatsApp tell them to go to that post and comment. So within no time, the first 10 comments will be negative. So that will be the direction. That's how Kenyans operate. So these guys didn't want the issues to do with the bots, because these guys basically worked with Dennis Itumbi. Dennis Itumbi is not new. I'm talking of Dennis Itumbi because he's the one who was running all these Twitter handles. Today, something very interesting is also happening. And I want to challenge you. Just go and monitor social media pages of most of Jubilee leaders, those who are allied to Team Tanga Tanga. You'll confirm or agree with me that their social media accounts are also being managed centrally. I always suspect Dennis Itumbi. So that's number one. Number two, I'm also getting convinced that it was a strategy of reacting to the deputy president who had decided to boycott the event. The deputy president was actually expected at KICC. He decided not to attend the event. So these guys realized that as a strategy, to avoid being asked several questions, let's pick all these names. The deputy president names all of them, whether it's the DP, WSR, whether it's DP Ruto, whether it's William Samoei Ruto, whether it's William Ruto, Hustler Nations, or Hustles Matter, just blacklist, so that we don't have to respond to the many questions which actually Kenyans were going to ask them. So probably, in my view, it was a way of reacting to the fact that the deputy president was expected at the conference, then decided not to attend. Lastly, I also think that it has to do with Dennis Itumbi factor. Dennis Itumbi has never had a peaceful social media engagement since he left Statehouse. Basically, I don't know what really transpired between Itumbi and President Uhuru Kenyatta. Itumbi knew the deputy president through President Uhuru Kenyatta. Any other person would have expected Dennis Itumbi to side with President Uhuru Kenyatta. But he has refused. And Dennis Itumbi once explained that he's standing with the deputy president so as not to join the betrayers, which in my view is okay. But there is the catch. When Dennis Itumbi was managing official handles for President Uhuru Kenyatta, there were issues. And for those who've been following politics of this country recently, and because I always insist that in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, everything is normally designed to achieve specific political objectives. Of late, there has always been this discussion about who the deputy president Facebook and Twitter handle. There's been that discussion online. It was intended to achieve specific political objectives. And of late, they were saying that when the deputy president was in a church in Nairobi, when he was talking, someone had already updated what the deputy president was going to say. So they've always believed that someone else is managing the accounts. So basically, these guys are saying that if the deputy president is not managing his own account, he's assigned someone else that task, and that someone else is using that account to achieve objectives which are not in conformity with the Statehouse or with the government. Then on their page, they don't want anything. Because Dennis Itumbi was the guy there. And even juicy, there was also the story that Dennis Itumbi refused to hand over some credentials to some accounts which he was running. I don't know how true that is, but something is convincing me that Statehouse is done with Dennis Itumbi. And because they perceive Dennis Itumbi as the guy behind William Ruto's social media accounts, they just decided to punish him, to invoke the blacklist. And by the way, in this country, there are only two politicians who don't block people. There was President Uhuru Kenyatta. He's no longer on Facebook. He said, "Wacha ikae," and Raila Odinga. William Ruto will block you any moment. Just disagree. Let him just post a photo on his social media accounts, then disagree with the photo. Or just give your own opinion. He's going to block you. Personally, like me, he blocked me, I think, in 2016. Several people, I see them online. So he blocks you. But the ultimately, but the most important thing is that this Dennis Itumbi factor cannot be ruled out in all this drama. I don't know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on this matter. And by the way, just like I said, I want to do the next video on the absence of the deputy president at KICC. I know most of you guys are saying, "Oh, Lee, kwa nini we umegelea maneno ya Ruto?" This channel, and I'm repeating it myself again, is about three people: Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto, and Raila Odinga. In some instances, I normally go outside those people, but must be related. If it's Oscar Sudi, then it has to be related. If it's Millie Odhiambo, it has to be related. If it's Hassan Joho, it has to be related to these guys. So there are people who always claim that mimi naegemea pande moja. I want you guys to tell me, if discussing the absence of the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya in a national event like what happened yesterday is not something serious that we should discuss in this country. In my view, on this channel, what we do, we analyze current affairs. And of course, we also do our projections. The person who is outside there is none other than the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto. The day the deputy president will stop going to those political activities, and then Kalonzo Musyoka or even Raila Odinga then start going around, that's the moment you'll start hearing them more. I can ask you a question. Where was Raila Odinga today? You can't even tell. But it's okay. Thank you guys, and please, may you enjoy your day.